over the last 5 years or so, I've lived in 6 or 7 different countries. I've moved around all the time, been a taxpayer in all sorts of places,
Mm.
and I've actually lived in those places and worked in those places, not just visited them. And each time it was an absolute bureaucratic and tax world like spectacular nightmare of epic proportions, and it still is. It still is dealing with all of those. And I spend a huge amount of my time trying to get the upgrades to banking apps for bank accounts, and trying to deal with customer services in various places and needing like local phone numbers and not having them. In fact, at the moment I've got no phone number, because I haven't bothered to get one here in Japan. And it's a total nightmare to deal with the financial system if you're moving around. If my wealth was denominated in Bitcoin during all this process, it wouldn't have made any significant difference to having to deal with all these financial institutions. It would have been me and the Bitcoin, and each time I moving my wealth with me would have been significantly easier, with no sort of, I guess the word, what's the word, transaction costs of bringing my wealth around in my currencies. And I think the growth of the whole digital nomad movement is going to be a huge part of Bitcoin's demand. And I think
Mm.
that movement's only going to grow as this issue of financial repression grows, because more and more people are going to need to get out of wherever it is they are to avoid these sorts of crackdowns.